Hello and welcome to another episode of Mic Drop, the weekly video series where we discuss merging online marketing trends as it pertains to small businesses and franchises. I'm Mike Peters, Online Media Director here at J. Miller Marketing, 16-year industry veteran, and your host for today's show. Today we are continuing our trend of making 2019 predictions. This week we will be covering social media. So, the note cards are back. We have been thinking about what the future will bring for the social media channels, and so here is what we think. First of all social channels will continue to age up. The audiences that use them will get older and older. And what that means is people often think of, Instagram as like the kids app, the kids social app, but that age group or the user base is aging up. Now instead of it being tweens or teens and early 20s, it's late 20s, it's 30s. Facebook, the average age right now on Facebook users is 40. I think it's 41. Which is crazy. People think of Facebook or they think of social media in general as kind of a young person's game, but Facebook's been around since I was in college. I'm definitely pushing 40, and I am one of the Facebook users out there. So Facebook, that age group will continue to get older. Instagram will now get older. They'll be kind of like the late 20s, early 30s folks. And Snapchat, our little darling that's great at hitting tweens, that's going to age up. And now teens, 20-year-olds, college students, even 30-year-olds are starting to use Snapchat more. So all of these will continue to move up. And so what you're using to reach your demographic might switch. If you're in an age bracket that kind of jumps from Instagram to Facebook, you might have to start looking at Facebook now. Or if you're in an age bracket where you're targeting people in Snapchat, you might start having to look to Instagram now. But it's going to leave a gap. What are those tweens going to do? All the young kids, they're constantly searching for that new app. And so the question will be, what will the new app be in 2019? And really, there haven't been any front runners. I've heard a lot of talk about this app called TikTok, which I believe comes out of China, but it's kind of like a video editing app that allows you to edit yourself into like music videos or popular movie clips. And so I'm just going to stake it out there and say TikTok. It's 2019 Snapchat. So let's see if it happens. Oh, that was a good one. Next, Facebook's user base is going to decline in the US. I think over the past year, they have taken a series of blows in terms of privacy and data protection and users and just kind of our data, us as users, kind of being violated and being used for nefarious purposes. And so Facebook definitely has a black eye right now, and I think that black eye is going to start translating into less people using Facebook, and whether they go to another social media channel or if they give up social media in general. I think a lot of the people who are angry at Facebook are kind of giving up on the whole idea of social media, and they want to get back to, the 80s and early 90s when there were no social media channels and you actually talked to human beings. And so Facebook's usership going to go down in 2019. You can bet on it. Boom. If you are staying in Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, there's going to be a push from placing your ads in and placing your posts in users' feeds, and everybody is moving to more of the story format. The story format, of course, invented by Snapchat, stolen by Facebook, integrated into Instagram, and recently integrated in Facebook. And so the social media channels are going to try to push all of us into the story model versus the feed, which is a little more static, because all of the social media channels are all about video content, and the stories is where you can showcase your video content the best. So if you have not gotten into stories, if you don't understand what stories are, now is the time to learn, because 2019, it's going to be all about the stories. Now focusing on Snapchat, and specifically, Snapchat, as we know, kind of came of age as an advertising platform for a franchise and small business this past year. But what they lack, and what my prediction is will continue to lack, is any sort of business analytics for you. So you have a Snapchat account, you post your Snapchats, you have followers, but you don't get any data on these followers, how they're interacting with your posts, and I don't think that's going to change, unfortunately, in 2019. Facebook, Instagram have great business analytics. You can see all sorts of data about the people who follow you and look at your content and engage with your content, but Snapchat doesn't have that, and I don't think they're going to have it next year. They've still still got a lot of things they need to figure out in terms of just their ad serving platform and their platform in general before they can start bringing in this kind of organic business intelligence that I'm sure many owners would love to get. I just don't think it's going to happen, at least based off of stuff that I've seen within the channel. Being a certified partner, we do get to see things that they're doing, but none of it has been really analytics based. It's all been advertising, marketing based stuff. All right, you may have heard of messaging is kind of like the next big thing. More people actually use messaging apps than they actually use social apps. So lots of people in the industry are talking about messaging as being the next greatest thing. Get your business enabled with Messenger, be on Messenger answering people's questions. WhatsApp is big, but what I think in 2019, that talk of Messenger is going to continue. It's going to grow even more popular, and so people are actually going to start thinking about, maybe I should be a Messenger, maybe I should be a Messenger. But I am predicting that while people will be interested in Messenger, the widespread leap to Messenger still will not happen, and those who jump into Messenger are going to find it difficult to see success. They're going to be getting into the pool just because everybody's talking about it, and they're not going to attack it in the right way. Really, Messenger, the possibilities I see are in chatbots, are in AI, are in natural language processing, are in broadcasting to your user base. All of those things are very difficult to get into. I've spent the past year learning about Google's Dialogflow, which is their natural language processing, AI, and integrating that into chatbots, and it's very difficult. And as I say at the beginning of this, I have 16 years doing this stuff, and it's taken me a year just to get a chatbot who can say something more than hi. And so it's the cost of entry is still going to be too difficult, but people are going to get in anyway. And what they're going to see is they're not going to see the success they want because they're not able to kind of do it the correct way. And so messaging going to be a very popular topic of conversation, but very difficult to do well in 2018. And finally, on the subject of messaging, one of the big rumors we've been hearing is that Apple is going to open up iMessage as a messaging platform for marketers to use. So right now we have Facebook's Messenger. You have kind of custom messaging solutions that you can build out for your sites. There's WhatsApp, which is owned by Facebook. But the big one that you want to get into is really iMessage, because all of those iPhone users are all using iMessage. So if you could get your marketing in there, that would be fantastic. And people think that Apple might do this, but I think Apple will not. Apple has been, quite frankly, kind of indignantly righteous this past year and looking down their noses at Facebook and at Google because of their various data privacy concerns and how they're handling their data. Apple's like, no, not us. We don't do anything with our users' data. And mainly they don't have to, because when you're selling a phone for $1,200 and you have trained your user base to buy that phone every year again and again and again, you have a pretty decent revenue stream. And so you don't need to monetize your platforms to get those marketing dollars, because you're already getting it in the headset or the handsets that you're selling. So even if you hear people talking about Apple opening up iMessage, I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe Google might open GChat up. They are obviously a little more looser with their data and always willing to open something up to marketing, because they are kind of powered by that advertising dollar. So maybe GChat, but no, not in a million years iMessage. So there you go. There are your social media predictions for 2019. Hopefully you found something interesting. I forgot to throw this guy, so there you go on the way out. If you have any questions, if you have predictions of your own, please leave them in the comments below. One of my final predictions will be 2019 will be the year I see my second comment in a YouTube video. We got one all year, and I'm hoping we're going to get more next year. So thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you next week, but for now, consider that mic dropped.